Hey everybody. So I just saw a meme on Facebook where people are impressed with a 9-year-old child so laser focused that they're able to see through college to get a degree, an electrical engineering degree, no less. And I'm like, okay, so this isn't like evolution in the sense of when you're out there in Mother Nature, like in the jungle. I mean, these superhuman powers are not like from the jungle, okay? These superhuman type of powers are created by man manipulating the hormones, doing gene editing, doing CRISPR. I mean, these are CRISPR kids, okay? So when you have a high infant mortality rate, like you get in the sub-Saharan desert of Africa, then you look at low rates of disease. And then I'm thinking about the Ohlone Indians. And the Ohlone Indians were around for like 10,000 years. Like 10,000 years. How does a civilization sustain itself for 10,000 years? I mean, we're only 300 years in America. We have barely scratched the surface of even 1,000 years. But the rate that we're going, we're not going to see 10,000 years because we keep messing with Mother Nature. Okay? So high infant mortality rate, low rates of diseases, a comfortable village living 10,000 years like the Ohlone Indians. And so right now you're seeing these superhuman kids that are being bred for specific things. And science has, yes, saved lives, because if you have a low infant mortality rate in a first world, you'll have high rates of disease, and then you will have a very diverse population that is artistic, as well as aggressive, as well as then full of love, love, love. You will have all the imbalances of the hormones. So vaccines and saving lives, turning high infant mortality rates to low infant mortality rates, create a very diverse society, of which then, as man perfects his way to really manipulate the genetics, create kids who develop early, but they haven't harnessed the longevity factor. And so you have kids that are that imbalanced, that laser focused, achieving things that adults would achieve in regular mainstream society. You're going to see shorter lifespans unless once the child reaches the point of maturity, biotech will finally go in and start promoting chili juice to then deal with the pain and then keep that kid who developed early living continuously. But if we can't even get regular people out there who don't have many major like superhuman achievements and skills and all that stuff, if we can't get them to live continuously, what makes you think that a kid who is that imbalanced, potentially autism or on the spectrum, is going to be able to be strong enough to go through the healing process so they can stick around? So it's not even a matter of how early or how late you achieve your goals. It's a matter of, can you sustain the goals that you achieve? But we're going to see people going like, oh my God, this kid is such a genius. No, there are no geniuses in our society. There are kids with imbalances in their biochemistry, and they will be doing things that are going to be very rare in their peer group. But if science and medicine doesn't figure out how to balance everything out, those kids are going to have major interesting issues later on down the road. So you guys are seeing that this 9-year-old kid who has an electrical engineering degree is going to then be going to get his medical degree, his PhD in medics, or whatever, in medicine. Watch him. I hope he gets to a point to where he can create revolutionary stuff, whatever that is. I don't think he'll be able to create anything revolutionary, because how do you top reversing the aging process and living indefinitely? You can't top that. So it'll be interesting what they turn out. Okay. And so if you don't promote or have your goals be living indefinitely as far as inventions, what are you inventing? You better be inventing a new way to create a biosphere that will help transition people to live indefinitely without having to feel so much pain. Because that's probably the only thing that's gonna make it easy for people who are so imbalanced, who have so many issues. And so yeah. So the light side of modern medicine is that we reverse the high infant mortality rates to create low infant mortality rates, but then now you have a high rate of disease. You can't have it both ways, anti-vaxxers and pro-vaxxers. Okay, you can't have it both ways. You can't save babies but not trigger some kind of disease, because when you have a cure for death, you're gonna have to take one for the team. Okay, so so right now, we're seeing patterns. We're seeing major patterns. And so anyways, so yeah, just some food for thought. I'm just going over this in my mind and what I project and what I see given the climate of CRISPR kids and gene editing and designer babies, and you're seeing it. But no, it's not something that is, we don't have geniuses in our society. We just have people who happen to have certain balances and imbalances. And if you are body, mind, and spirit well balanced, you'll be able to see the connections and everything. But we have someone like Einstein or Tesla that still aged and degraded, but they were able to see things that most people couldn't see, but they were very rare in their time. The different inventors out there were like, they weren't planned. It was just something that was random. And then they came together and they started to invent things and look at stuff. But now we can create a very well-balanced society that everybody could be geniuses. Everybody could have the skills and the powers, not so much superhuman, but have the gift of longevity and still be able to invent things. Not just a few people, because right now we have such a disparity in our society because of cancer, disease, and chronic illness. And then if you get the lucky genetic lottery, if you hit the genetic lottery, then oh God, yeah, your family's gonna make some money and everyone be like ooh and an eyeing. But no, this is not revolutionary. These CRISPR kids that are achieving these goals, it's not revolutionary. It's just science manipulating chemistry. I mean, when you take Adderall because you want to be more focused in school, that's playing with your biochemistry. That's no different than a child having his biochemistry played with to where he's more laser focused and can achieve goals that most adults couldn't because they have imbalances in their hormones. So yeah, I'm not impressed with these CRISPR kids. Not impressed at all. They won't be able to invent reversing the aging process, because you got to feel pain, and reversing the aging process does not come from a CRISPR kid. If anything, that is the opposite. That is quite the opposite. So this will be interesting to see. Just keep watching, you guys. Watch all these new things coming up. You're gonna have these kids are gonna be such geniuses, or so depressed and self-imploding. You're going to see the extremes of the gene editing process out there. So just keep watch. Bye.